Hello, and welcome to Vidmas Day 12 and the final part of the mansion speed build that we have been focusing on this week. So we're going to quickly finish furnishing the inside of the house. We'll finish the landscaping outside. We have done a little bit of landscaping already, so that's good. And then we will pretty much have just a couple of screenshots, mostly of the outside. And then I think I will post most of the screenshots on Instagram, or I might do a showcase video where we walk through the house. So let me know, would you like to see a showcase video tomorrow of the entire build, the entire mansion, or would you like to just head over to Instagram and look at screenshots? Let me know what you would prefer, and I will do whatever you guys think is best. But yeah, today is finally the last bit. I'm really relieved to be done with this build. I like this room. This is like the green room, and it has like a nice like walk-in closet with the fancy doors, which I think look amazing. And then it's got a TV area down in the hallway, kind of entranceway, which isn't ideal, but I don't know. I had space to fill and I wanted to do something. And then this bedroom probably has my favorite bathroom. So because you do have the glass doors entering into the bathroom, we have a green wall of like plants, and then behind the green wall is a bathtub. So you like bathing next to all the beautiful green stuff. And then we have the new snowy escape showers, but they're behind like a fancy door as well. So, and we have a sink inside the garden bed that's fully functional. So I don't know, something about this is great. I think if the room was a tiny bit bigger, it would have been even better and it would have felt a bit more fancy because it does feel a tiny bit squished. We are going to be working on the basement level now. So the basement level is where like your maids, your cleaners, your butlers, and all your hired help live, sorry. Obviously they don't work down here, they work up in the mansion. Silly me. And there's like a communal kitchen, there's a like couple of dorm bedrooms, and then there's also a boiler room with some workout equipment, and everyone has it, well, not everyone, but the showers are separated into separate rooms, and then you have a couple of toilet cubicles on the other side. So it's kind of like you have a hallway, and then you have like three rooms for all of the toileting requirements. Here we are just working on the kitchen. I know it's very beige and kind of disgusting, but for some reason this disgusting beige brownie kitchen satisfies me. I don't know why. I think it's so good that it's bad, if that makes any sense. I like how they have the notice board over the, you know, bins. I think that's, kind of cool. I nearly put the cookies on top of that shelf, but I just thought like having cookies on top of like the bins is like maybe a little bit gross. We have the cereal packet, which is a great clutter item. I think that actually came from Granite Falls, if I'm not mistaken. Or what was it? Outdoor Retreat. Um, I feel like was that the first pack that got released in The Sims 4? I still remember my excitement, and I think it's a pretty good pack. Like probably if they made it now, some of the textures could be better, but as a whole, I thought it was good. And no one ever talks about it. I think, like, I don't know. I think that I've been, ever since I've been making videos on YouTube, I've also been more active on the Twitter community for The Sims 4, and there is a lot of negativity out there. I don't know if it's always been like that, or if people have just decided that their new pastime is to hate on The Sims, but I feel like literally no one acknowledges it at all. I also have this flamingo seat, which I love. I don't know why. It's just like somebody lived here and then they left it behind and now it's in the communal area and it's so odd and it's not even like it doesn't really fit properly. But I don't know, it just felt like a communal area seat to me. We also have this like raised table from the Discover Uni pack, and this seemed more like communal living as well. I don't know why my head thinks that. And we use the only thing in the Star Wars pack that is used for the entire build with those like gold seats. I don't know, I thought they looked kind of cool. Um, could have used the other ones too. But yeah, if you do download this and this is available on the gallery, I will provide my gallery ID below in the description box. You can download this off the gallery. The only thing is, and there is no CC. If you don't have the Star Wars pack, don't stress. The only thing you will have to replace is that one seat for the communal dining table. So, it's not too much effort. This is the first dorm room, and it's quite like, I don't know what color you would call this. Like, it's that yellowy green or lime color. It's not that great, but it kind of is ugly, and it kind of suits the ugly vibes I was going for. And we have the beige wallpaper throughout this level. I mean, we did not discriminate. Every room got it. We have the second dorm room, and these beds are not identical, but they're both kind of gross. Well, actually, they're actually nice beds, but just the way we set the room out makes it look gross. I guess I should clarify that. So, we're just picking out random seats, and actually the prison or the police station items worked well for this dorm area too, which was awesome. They get one random mirror, and then they get some seats that don't match and kind of clash, which is great. This is the shower room. So these cubicles are, I think, from Spa Day. Yeah, they're from Spa Day. And technically, your Sims can be brought in on with these showers, and I don't believe they will get embarrassed. But I still wanted to give them a separate room because it felt more realistic to me. Um, because in real life, I would want a door. We also have these sinks in this room. So you can kind of see it's a little bit of an odd layout. You walk into a room, you have sinks. You walk into another room, and you've got your showers. But to get to the actual toilets, you do have to go into the hallway and then the separate room, which is not ideal, but oh well, whatever. Clearly, they are in the basement. They're not, they don't have the best accommodation. We quickly go upstairs, and I don't know, I keep finding clutter items. So we go upstairs and give the kitchen a mop and a broomstick, a broom, um, and a fire hydrant, not fire hydrant, fire extinguisher. We have lots of towels in the toilet room too, which really makes no sense. They should be in the shower room. But by this point, I was kind of over the build, and that's why I made this boiler room. I just didn't know what to do, guys. I didn't really feel like we needed another two beds, and I didn't want to give them like a study or anything because it's not meant to be fancy. So yeah, we have this boiler room, but we've put the workout machine in there, and then we have a bookshelf in the communal living area too. I did decide to give them a couple of pieces of artwork because the beige was beginning to get to me. I don't know why I gave them beige artwork though. I mean, that could have been a mistake. You can see here we're about to move that workout machine and get this bookshelf and shove it up where the machine was, and I think overall that works fine. We're now going to focus on the landscaping. You might see my testing sim around a little bit. We have lots of ideas to try and make this area look, well landscaped and fancy, and I try and have cool ideas, but it doesn't really go to plan. I do like what I eventually do in that side pathway bit. That's not the final thing though. We also, when I loaded the game back, the platforms were missing in some places. So I had to go back and redo them all, which was a bit annoying because I couldn't, I don't think, quite get them to where they were. But I mean, in the end, it's fully functional and I have tested it. I haven't tested every single item in the build, but I have made sure that most things in the build work. So things that I thought might be a bit iffy, like the sink in the garden bed, I was like, will it work? Yes, it does. So yeah, we now have the outside dining area, and we have this fancy table and these seats, even though they came from a completely different pack, they actually seem to blend in really well, which is awesome. This seat nearly looks, yeah, the table looks nearly too small and empty. It is a really big space. Actually, in hindsight, I could have put like a dance floor down or something. But oh well, we have some bench seating and an awkward pause, which is wonderful. I wanted to do something sneaky with the half walls and try and like make them built-ins, but I couldn't get it to work. I swear I saw it on Twitter or YouTube or something. Somebody had an awesome idea of like building the seats into the half walls, but I couldn't get it to work like from memory. I wasn't really sure what I was doing, and I have spent like all week on this build. So to be honest, I kind of just wanted it done, but I didn't want to landscaping isn't my forte. I think that's pretty obvious, but I didn't want to leave it empty. I wanted to really go and put details everywhere. And this is one of the details coming up that I absolutely love. So we have this cool like bar area with this overhead thingy-mabob, whatever you call it. But we have lots of like hanging plants and cascading leaves. And I actually think it looks amazing. Um, yeah, it it's just so lush, and you don't look at it and think, oh, that looks a bit crazy, but you don't also see it all the time done in The Sims. So yeah, you can see here we have all these different plants. I mean, from the back, it is a little bit ugly, but oh well, whatever. I mean, I just think this would be the coolest place to have a bar. I mean, I guess maybe it would make more sense if you could sit under it, but I don't know. I don't know. I just liked how it was. We have these things that I found in debug, and I put them around a lot. Um, we also, yeah, I didn't paint the platforms, but I did put half walls in some places, and then have that nice like feature tile thing brick, like feature brick. Um, we have some more seating. It was time for me to update my Adobe. We have more plants. This is, actually kind of tricky because it actually levels, but I wanted the plants to be level, and I did get there in the end. It was a bit tricky though. Um, but I think it looks nice. Also, I stopped randomly and then come back to it. I decided that I needed a spandrel as well. I think that was like the finishing touch that made it look real proper. I struggle with outside lighting because I don't really want to see my outside lighting. It's ugly, but then it's kind of dark at the same time. But oh well, whatever. We do put lights in the pools, so pool. Why did I say pools? Actually, that reminds me. There is two pools in this build, and didn't put lights in one, but oh well, you have an overhead light in the pool house. So that's fine. This area becomes quite different. We actually end up like planting a lot more plants in that area. I didn't want it to look, like I said before, I didn't want it to look unfinished, and I wanted it to look pretty extravagant and pretty filled in. So we have this fountain thing from, I believe, Romantic Getaway. I was going to say Romantic Getaway, but it's Romantic Garden. It's actually a pack that I really like. I mean, I can see how not everyone would like it, but I personally do. And we actually cornered this off, which I think makes it go from like a bit messy looking to like really nice. I don't know if I ended up doing enough planting in the front yard of this mansion, to be honest. I mean, we do go back and put more plants in, but I'm like, should I have done more? But then my head was kind of like, you would just have a big lawn. Like being able to have a massive lawn in itself is like, oh, look how wealthy you are. So I don't know. I think it's okay. We have a bit of I don't know what you call these things, like a, a sun hat? No, like a cabana? Is that the word? Maybe. I don't know. It could be. So we have this thing from Island Living, but I thought it was like contemporary enough to use here. Then we have these Island Living curtains, which still go with the theme. I thought they might not suit, but they do, which is awesome. The Island Living one that came with the curtains, I felt like wouldn't work as well, but this one does, I think. It's kind of a shame that the fan wouldn't go underneath it, but that's fine. We also have some towels, and then we have like a spa table underneath the cabana so you can lay there and get a massage. I would have loved to have used those candles, but in reality, I feel like candles and like curtains in the wind, maybe not the best option. We also have this really fancy sign that I've literally like never seen in The Sims before, but I thought it was perfect for the front of the manor, front of the mansion. You probably have a big sign saying, "Hey, welcome to my mansion. The mansion has this fancy name." We also have a waterfall. I think it would be so nice to lay there and have a massage and have the waterfall and the plants. We also have these hanging plants from Debug, which I love, and yeah, completely forgot they existed. We also replaced that kind of yucky hedge from Romantic Garden and replaced it with a Debug item, which I think looks a lot more natural. I really wanted like a big tree overhanging there, so I eventually find one that kind of works. It's not perfect. Okay, so here comes the tree, and then a couple more trees. They are really big trees, but I think it's kind of nice to have lots of like lush trees around. And I love how it overhangs Cabana. I think that's really nice. We have a lot of random stuff that you can see I've placed either from debug mode or just like normal mode, which I'm hoping to put around the place. If you're seeing like random fountains, That is why we have my sim here testing out the yoga mat. It is still fully functional under that alcovey thing that I love from Romantic Garden. I think it's nice that we have a little, little corners of the yard dedicated for different things. We also put a bit of soil in. This terrain painting really does help to make it look so much more realistic. We have this little seating area here, but we then go down, and if you take a step down, we then have like the proper seating area. So maybe it's a bit random, but whatever. I have to admit, I never go back to the pool house and do anything in the pool house. So you just walk into the pool house and it's just a pool. But oh well, whatever. um, I think this area ends up looking really nice. We do go a bit crazy with the plants in 1 second. There we go. But I think it's okay. Um, I don't know why, but these, I think they're from Outdoor Retreat. Those lantern outdoor lighting themes went pretty well, I thought. I think I mentioned before, unless it was a different recording, that I struggle with outdoor lighting, guys. If you have any tips, please do share them with me. We go and we now do a little bit more decorating out the front. I still don't know if I did enough, but I wanted it to look very formal. I mean, obviously some parts of this garden are not super formal, but hopefully, I hope it looks formal enough. We also bring it all the way down the side and to the back of the yard, which I think is, pretty fancy. This house, I don't actually know how much this house costs, to be honest. I don't know if the game is still open either. I'm not going to risk opening it because I have been recording this for so many hours. Not hours, guys, but probably this is my third or my fourth attempt. So this is what we actually end up doing with this walkway thing from the garage to the backyard, and I love it. Maybe we needed a back slash side door. Oh well, whatever. You just have to go in the fancy dining room, I guess. I mean, you do have that little door from the kitchen as well that you could use. So yeah, I do love that. I mean, the statues, and I think it's great. We're just deleting some random debug items that I had, saved for just in case purposes. And then we have a fountain. It's kind of small, but oh well, we have it out in the front of the yard, just as a bit of a statement. And we decided that, I wanted to use this as well. So we'll just put it in a little box of that Hawaii grass that I love to use. And that's pretty much all the landscaping done for the front yard, I think, except for in front of the fence. Here we have another random corner where nothing much is happening. So I thought, it would look good if we did something with it. So we have a random statue. And then down here, this is maybe not formal enough because we just have all this ground covering and then one bush. But I don't know, at least it's filled in with something, right? I don't know. Maybe it's a bit boring, but whatever. Honestly, at this stage, I was just like, can we have it done, please? um, I don't know if you have any tips for stamina when building a mansion, that would be useful for sure. So we have lots of things that we could still do, and there are little, empty spaces which I could have filled, but by all means, yes, we finally get to see the statues. That is finally the side pathway finished. I'm so glad that we got it to where it was because it took a while to come up with an idea that satisfied myself. We have the Hawaiian grass again, and we just have the alternating white and red rose bushes all the way around the front here. I didn't want it to be, too intrusive, but I wanted it to be like, hey, look, we're rich and we can afford plants outside the front. We go for a messy theme at the start, but it doesn't last long. The plants itself, yeah, they were nice, but for this house, it just wasn't quite right. So yeah, boring roses again. I mean, in real life, I love roses. But I don't love the Sims roses. They don't look super realistic. We just go crazy with the trees now. But I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do. We have fancy pot plants on every corner of the pool. I guess, you can afford it. Why not? Um, I'll be interested to have a look at the gallery and see how much money this actually cost. Because we definitely did not do anything cheap and nasty in this house at all. I mean, I guess a lot of the landscaping is debugged items. Debugged items are the items in the game that the developers use when they make the worlds, but they don't put in the build by catalog. But you can still totally just use them by typing in, a little sneaky thing. It's not like CC or anything, it comes in the game. These are the screenshots, so we get to see a couple of my favorite rooms. This is the cinema room, and I think the platform usage there really helps. I did go through and do proper lighting in all of the rooms as well. We have random corners of the house like that where you just have a table with like heaps of decorations on. And doesn't the backyard look amazing? I I really, yeah, I think it does. I'm really happy and I wish I had a backyard like that. But it's it's quite massive, and there's the bar. Could be my favorite part of the build, to be honest, which is kind of weird, I guess. But oh well. I also love the ugly beige kitchen. Thank you so much for watching and have an awesome day. Bye.